Hold on that. There we go. Yeah, we in the game. Hey, Boogie, what's the
Hey, yo,
deal?
I'm here. Life is good. You already know.
For sure, man. That's good to hear. Same here for me, man. Just living, just trying to maintain, as they say, scratching and surviving. Remember that song?
Yo, scratching and surviving. Them
Uh,
soul samples, baby. We was just talking about off air, talking about that soul sample heavy hip hop.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. That shit, man. That shit take me back to Brown Street, man. Like just being in the basement. For those that don't know, Brown Street, West Philly, 43rd and Brown, or whatever the case may be. I always tell people that I fell in love with hip hop just being there. My sister Pop, he was heavy in the hip hop, man. Hip hop head for real.
Super hip hop head. One of the most hip hop heads I ever met. Shout out to Vern Volumes, man.
For sure,
The
man.
hip hop head to the 30th degree, dog. I said, all right, I'm gonna just, I wasn't even thinking about this, but all right. So your brother threw the cookout on Randy Wine
Yeah,
like
I
a
remember.
decade ago, right? This young boy, when I say a young boy, this dude was a little kid. He was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
He's battling Vern. Like Vern stepped to this 10-year-old as a grown man, dog. Like, you ain't, yes, you ain't. Grind
Yeah,
young boy up, but all the young boy was like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I remember
mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah, it's a good joint, but like you said, man, being in the basement, having a good time, ciphering, listen to them, some just straight instrumentals.
Yeah.
Shoot, like you said, you was there. I fell in love with hip hop. Actually, not weirdly, but they don't get a lot of respect. But Daz Effect
Mm.
and Vern, Charles Drack. They put me on to Daz Effect, so I was like 6. You know what I mean? And there were effects, some live effect. I just remember the video. They came through. You know what I mean? Everybody got the black uh army suits, I guess you can call them. Everybody looking dope. Everybody looking serious. And then the beat just dropped, and they boys just come through spitting. Bum, jigga it, like that was the first
Right.
when I was a little kid. Like I remember that, and ever since then, of course, it's grown. But with the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and just being the other day that it was actually the birthday of hip hop. We feel like this would be a good topic to at least tap into and get the party started with. No pun intended.
My bad, but this shit, my bad. This shit just came on. But nah, you right, eh? You
Hey, that's a good
100%
joint,
right.
though. That's a good joint.
Nah, hey, you 100% right when it come down to that, the hip hop piece, cause man, hip hop one of those things. I remember Common had the songs I used to love her, and he was
Hmm.
talking about his love for hip hop, and it was like the song was like it was such a great metaphor, but it made so much sense that I wasn't around during that time, but like just growing up and going back to listening to that song, I'm like damn, like he did a good job, and Kanye did the same thing with Chicago when he was saying that.
Hmm.
So it was like, man, hip hop has played such an instrumental role in the lives of black folk, man. Like that is probably one of the biggest pieces of our culture in America. To be quite honest,
I would say it is. At one point, you could probably say, Jack, we talking about 50 years ago. You could say it was jazz and blues or whatever, but that's that's generations ago. Anything that's us, that's younger than us, and our parents, really, that's all hip hop. If you was born in the 60s, then you grew up on hip hop at
right,
this point. If you was born in the 60s, because if you was born in the 60s, you're about 60 years old. You know what I
right.
mean? So that means you'd have been around 10 at the birth of hip hop. And you came into your adolescence at the block parties. You came into your adolescence, at the basketball tournaments in the summertime with the DJ playing and, house parties, the whole nine. Just it molded us. Anybody, it molded. If you 60 and under, hip hop has molded you. It's 4 year olds right now. They're growing up under the hip hop generation. It's different than what we grew up on,
Way
but it's
different.
still hip hop. But it's still hip hop.
It's still hip hop, man.
Yeah.
But you know, even like speaking on hip hop, man. I think now. it's elements of hip hop that gotta be rebirthed or come back into the to hip hop, like
Uh-huh.
graffiti, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and even like that level of consciousness. I think we gotta bring that back into hip hop, man, because I don't know, man. I just feel like it's losing that essence, and when it loses that essence, what happens sometimes is that it becomes watered down, and now it becomes a lot about. Uh, Me personally, I think drill has like overshadowed like just modern hip hop, like the drill wave, like
Mm-hmm.
killing and speaking of death and smoking on dead, all that type of stuff. I think that has now overtaken a lot of the different elements of hip hop, and
I
now,
agree.
yeah, now it's like you gotta have chain. Like you always had chains in hip hop, but like now it's like, yo, you might want to take a nigga chain. They weren't taking Slick Rick and them chains like that back in the day. Like that wasn't a common thing. Like if you take a nigga chain, you got a reward type of thing. So I feel
Yeah.
like drill culture, even though I listen to drill, like I like Lil Durk, King Von, Sosa, Fulio. I like, all the different drill rap. I like it. Don't get it twisted, because I like to work out to it. But I feel like that element of hip hop is somewhat demonized hip hop, and I'm curious to see what it's going to look like in the next 50 years.
And that's the biggest thing moving forward because when it come to music, anything can spark the change. Like how rap was with a certain point until X came and changed the lane a certain way. Till
Right,
50 came, changed the lane a certain way. Until even Drake came, changed the lane a certain way. Like
right.
you mentioned, when Chief Keef came, it changed the lane a certain way. And now, with the New York drill sound, or I guess you can call it the New York drill sound, every young person is rapping like a Ice Spice type of, sit in my chair. I ain't
Yeah,
even there. So we do want to see how it's going to evolve. As you mentioned before, one of the big things you said about the art. I know you said graffiti, but just the art, the visuals. Hip hop is not just rapping on the mic. It's
right,
not just rapping over a beat. It's everything. It's the culture. So you got to keep the culture alive, and for it to be a culture, you have to have balance. You have to have the conscious stuff. You got to have the ignorant stuff.
right.
You got to have the fun stuff. Goofy, no nobody care. Let's just have a fun time throwing that swag surf. Everybody just do what they do. You got to have everything, and then you got to have people reporting live from the trenches. That's a part of hip hop. So as long as all the elements continue to be there, we got another 50 years in us. But
Now, real talk.
all the elements got to come together.
Nah, real talk. Hey, that's really what it's about now. Like us trying to move the culture forward. Like that was one of the main reasons of even like coming back with the show, because you know we gonna tap in with what's going on with pop culture and like the hip hop community, different things like that. But we gonna tap in what's going on the conscious wave, and we trying to bring that bridge back together, because I feel like our people, like we've been missing that, and there's an effect. Like we're seeing the cause and effect of that in society. I feel
Hmm.
like since Chief Keef came out, and I was a big Sosa fan, but I feel like since 2012, I feel like the black community, but then the culture in general has just gone down in regards to degeneracy and different things of that nature. So to bring back the elements of happiness in hip hop, and bringing back the element of consciousness, enlightenment, shit like that, man, I think is important. So
And
I
that's
think
why I like to always, any artist, as you mentioned, just the fucking happiness, man. Rap ain't gotta be about hip hop. Man, don't have to be about. Man, I woke up today. My life is bad. No, that's just rap about your life. Everybody life,
right,
even if you down in the slums, you have good times. Even if you down in the slums, you got your family, y'all playing tag, hide and seek, whatever the case may be. Like
never.
it's nothing is all bleak. Even if you got the superest bleak life, you got some joy in that life. So when you making the music, make the music for real. You had told me, what was it? Yes, whatever. We talked a little bit, and you had just mentioned how the John Lizzo is she had the machine behind her.
The industry
Same
plan.
machine, she had the machine behind her. And when you have the machine behind somebody like her. Once drill started taking off, they just want to keep it on the bleak stuff. That's not what it is. Like, let the artists be artists. You got some bleak life, rap about it. You got some fun stuff, rap about it. Niggas got kids that they taking care of, rap about it. Niggas got kids that they not taking care of, rap about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Young kids that can be in the sixth grade don't feel like going to school, rap about it. They can be in school talking about math class, rap about it. You can rap about everything. It's just life. It's the whole black experience. Just keep it the black experience in totality, as opposed to just one, like you said, the drill wave. They pushing everything to the drill, but that's not the black experience. The black experience is everybody.
Nah, facts. And, and hey, before we close out this segment on the 50th anniversary piece, this is the part that I really wanted to discuss too, man. I hate how they try to say, it's two things that I hate about how they try to do hip hop now.
Mm-hmm.
They try to say that Puerto Ricans invented hip hop along with black folks. I'm like, it's a difference between being there and it's a difference between being a contributor and being there and being one of the first participants, rather than saying that you helped invent it. That was Fat Joe pushing that narrative because they was trying to get some paper up out of it. We know that. And then the second part is, and this is another thing that bothers me too, is that they try to say DJ Kool Herc is the inventor of hip hop. I'm like, it's no other genre that you've heard one person being the inventor of the entire genre, because you got DJ Mario, you got DJ what's the other dude name? It's a bunch of DJs that came before Kool Herc. He was just the guy that had the biggest cookout.
That's it.
That's it. Like,
yeah, his party was the biggest party, so they gave him the flag. But as you said, nobody ever said such and such invented rock and roll. Little Richard said he did, but whatever. Nobody ever said such and such invented jazz. Jelly Roll Morton said he did, but whatever. Nobody ever said that freaking, I don't know, Marvin Gaye invented R&B. No.
Right.
It's the genre. It happens organically.
Right.
And once it happens, now we all into it. But as you said, man, and shout out to Fat Joe, he's an entertaining individual, but he picked up that flag, man. He tried to run to the goal line with that. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's a money ploy. Like, remember, he came out with a documentary, he came out with a book. Like, it was money behind it, so I get it. But now what's happening is the propaganda is out there, and what they're doing is, and Busta Rhymes, he's a contributor in this bullshit too. They have an agenda, to basically make it appear as though Black Americans didn't create hip hop. So like they're trying to say that hip hop derives from Jamaica, and we would laugh. We'd be like, wait a minute, I don't even know any, like, you name me a Jamaican rapper. Like, name me a Jamaican rapper besides Biggie and Busta Rhymes, but you wouldn't even know they was Jamaican.
No, I mean, like a real, exactly.
So is a part of this, like, this propaganda piece that, like, and this is the thing I don't like is we have an experience, particularly obviously, me. So we have an experience being Black Americans, and what happens is the propaganda and the sensationalism is trying to, like, fit us all into this one box of being like this one big nigga, basically. But then when you think about it, they'll separate it when it's time to benefit. So
on that again, you said they trying to make us what?
This one big nigga.
One big nigga.
Yeah, like, is this
preach on it.
Is this one big nigga complex? So it's like, oh well, everybody derived from Africa. So if that's the case, whoop-de-whoop. Cool. I don't see nothing wrong with it. But if we're gonna use that same analogy, how can you say that Jamaicans invented hip hop and then Puerto Ricans invented hip hop if we supposedly be this one big nigga? See what I'm saying? Because we all know that no Jamaican or no Puerto Rican invented hip hop, because most of the rappers and entertainers that we know in hip hop have been Black Americans whose family came straight from the South.
Exactly.
So it's just like that we gotta, like, we putting it out there. The guy Tariq Nasheed, I'm not really a big fan of him, you know what I'm saying, but I know what type of time he be on. He's putting out a documentary on hip hop, so that's gonna be really interesting to see in the next few months.
Definitely tap in, but it's I agree with everything you said in regards to the narrative for real, man. A lot of times, as things, the further you get from the beginning of it, the more the narrative will change. We can't let that happen.
Nah,
And
not.
hip hop moving forward, we can't have little girls and little boys growing up thinking that this is where hip hop came from, or one man invented hip hop. And nah, that's just not how it go, man. You know, I agree with that. I agree
No,
with
for
that.
sure. And just to close this segment out, hip hop is from the breaks. Like people that know, they know. Like, and the most sampled person is James Brown. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really the breaking of the beat. So you can't say that it derives from soul. So DJ, his name is DJ Super Mario. It's not Super Mario. It's something Mario. I'm gonna get it right on the
Well, I
name.
know Grandmaster Flash he do a class
Yeah,
literally saying how he breaks down how he found the break. Like
right.
he was using vinyl. He was using certain types of fabric that his mom, because she was a seamstress, he would put it on the turntable. He would try to catch the break on the one turntable, then try to catch it on the other one. Like it's not just a one man thing. You know,
Nah,
shout out to Herc, shout out to Flash, shout out to all the old school original pioneers. But hip hop is
yeah.
hip hop. Hip
Hip
hop is
hop
hip
is hip
hop.
hop, man.
Yeah, hip
And,
hop is hip hop.
and now hip hop, we're seeing, the first NBA player that was like an NBA hip hop player was like, of course, AI. Like, I think AI set the trend for like guys in the league.
In the NBA, because I was
Yeah.
going to actually say I would say it's the Fab Five,
Oh
but
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
college. But that's college, so it don't count. But as far as just straight up, AI is the Tupac of the NBA. I always say that shit. Like either one of them is the best. You know what I mean? Like AI not the best player, Tupac not the best rapper, he not the best artist, but their impact and how people just love them. Like love just is you know what I mean? It's like the type of love that just you don't need you don't have to give nothing back. They just love
Right.
you. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
for
Like
sure.
that let the love that you have for a family member. That's how
Right.
cats feel about Pac. That's how cats feel about AI. Is that same type of love, that same energy, that same I'm down for my folks. But look, I'm smiling, I'm happy. It's all love come through. And they both presented that same energy, man.
Nah, for sure, bro. And like just speaking now, like when we look at the NBA and hip hop and hip hop is like together, it is like a merge. And what we're seeing like guys like James Harden, for example, like him at the Michael Rubin party, or I mean that Michael Rubin party a little freaky, but we ain't even gonna touch on that today. But James
I
Harden
like
at the Michael
pizza.
Rubin party with Lil Baby and them, you know what I'm saying? James Harden just he's a hip hop player, like strip club James Harden, all that. And it's crazy now to see, James Harden, he acting like a bitch ass nigga. I just gotta call it what it is, man. Like,
Speak on it. This ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? I mean, look, James Harden is one of the best offensive players that ever touched the basketball. This
facts.
is a fact. He also act like a hoe getting out of Houston. At the time, you could say, man, he gave everything to Houston. I understand. Whoop, bam. He go to Brooklyn. I don't like this. I'm out of here. What'd he do? No, reverse. Go back to Houston. He get fat. They call it the fat suit. He literally gaining like 75 pounds
He was looking
just
like Rick
playing
Ross.
basketball.
He was
And
looking like
then
Ross.
in the course of that, he messing up his hammies. So you setting your career back, you setting your weight back just so that you can force yourself out. And so far, he's done a great job of that, getting out of his situations. And as you mentioned with the Sixers, he took a different approach now. Instead of putting on a fat suit, he was in China during a Reebok, during a Reebok convention, whatever, and he went full WWF, like, you know, forget Daryl Morey, who's the in charge of basketball operations for the Sixers, and they had a tight relationship since Harden was in Houston. He was with Daryl Morey, but James Harden, forget Daryl Morey. I'll never play for him. If he on your coaching staff, if he a part of your organization, I'm never playing for him. Like he really went full Booker T, saying I'm not playing anywhere that Daryl Morey is going to be at.
Yeah, he went out like a bitch, man. That shit, like, I can't believe it. Like I
Why not
seen
though? But why can't you believe it when Bull been doing it, right?
the only reason why is because I didn't think he wanted that type of backlash. Because Philly fans crazy. He know this. I didn't think he wanted that type of backlash from Philly fans. Because like Philly fans, New York fans, LA fans, certain places got fans that like if you might see them in the street, they might jump you. But and then you gotta think about it like he fucked with Meek. So I wouldn't think he would turn his back on the Sixers because Meek was instrumental in getting him to the Sixers.
Yeah, but James Harden type of boy only care about James Harden.
Nah,
Like
you're right though.
that's who he is. He definitely messed with Meek, but he more of a, like you said, he more of a Travis Scott type boy. He mess with them white girls. That's who he is.
Yeah,
That's what he do.
yeah,
He's a great player, but he
yeah,
gonna fold in the playoffs.
yeah,
Mess with them white girls on the side.
yeah.
In the meantime, he gonna go to that Michael Rubin all white party
You do
and
all types of freaky
be
shit.
on some weird stuff. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean? He thought that he had a white savior when it came to Daryl Morey, the same way that Michael Orr thought that he had a white savior
oh man.
came to Sandra Bullock and whoever Sandra Bullock played in that movie, in that Lifetime movie.
I think they was the Tuohys or something like that. Some family. It was in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah, super country, super. She got
Super,
the whole blonde
mm-hmm.
hair with all the spray on it. Like she's
Super country.
super southern belle, super. You can smell the racism coming from her just by looking at her.
Eat a pound of pork bacon every morning for breakfast type shit.
She's straight on that type of time. All of them, their whole family.
That and I was fucked up, man, when I seen that Michael Orr situation. Because I ain't gonna lie, man. When I was a kid, I had the blind side on bootleg because I got a cousin. You know what I'm saying? He used to make bootleg. He still do make bootlegs and shit, but he'll make bootleg DVDs. He do Fire Sticks and shit now. But Fire Sticks on the bin, them joints unlocked. You get
Shout out to Fire
everything.
Sticks, man. I got rid of my cable. I'm only on Fire Stick now. Shout
Yeah,
out to Fire
man.
Stick.
Facts. Shout out to the Fire Sticks, jailbroken and shit. But I had that movie on bootleg, and it was a good. Like at the time, it was a good movie. Like I used to like that movie when I was a kid, cause I'm like, damn, this is a movie about this football player. He was, you know what I mean? I seen when he got drafted. Oh shit! Oh, you had went out for a second. Oh, all right, there you go.
They had to scratch my nose, man. I ain't want to scratch my nose on the goddamn camera. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say, hold on, man. You was on your bag. You was talking about the woo woo woo.
It's all,
I was
it's
just
all,
letting you go ahead. I said, hell, I'm gonna go ahead like I'm in a meeting at work or something. Let
I'm
me turn this
sorry.
joint
Look, I'm
off
like,
real
oh
quick.
shoot, the Wi-Fi cut off.
Nah, you good. But like you said, man, that and then personally, I gotta big up myself. I actually never seen the movie because I already knew off top it was on some bullshit. Like
Yeah,
I always liked Sandra Bullock after she did Speed, Miss Congeniality, all the
she was
corny
a good
joints.
one.
I seen them, and
Yeah,
I liked them, and I liked her. But as soon as I saw that they act like this boy that was 6'9", he could pick up a house and he couldn't read, and the only thing that saved him was some white woman with a country accent. I already knew at that point this was straight up on some bull stuff. But can you break down exactly what's going on with it? Because I know some of the things with the conservatory shit, but what you know about it, man?
so according to the research I conducted, apparently, first of all, the movie was nowhere near accurate. Like I heard they got him later than what they actually did. Like I heard they didn't have him when he was like 14 and 15, like they claim. I heard he was
Yeah,
like
they got him
17.
when he's like 18, damn near
Yeah,
18. Yeah.
they had him sign some shit away, like basically like his life rights, if you will. Nigga signed his life rights away to them. And while he was in college, because remember the movie came out right when he got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently they signed that deal, and while he was in college, they already knew he was gonna be a first round pick. So they started working on getting the movie situated. Because they already had this backstory and shit on him already. And they worked and they got that job. But apparently the husband, the wife, and the two kids is all benefiting from the movie. He not getting a cent from the movie.
Yeah, they all eating off of everything. So, and that's the
And
crazy part.
nonprofits and foundations that they like, they're getting a lot of money based off of that too. Because they like, oh, we're the family who did X, Y, and Z, Michael Orr. So they getting a lot of money based off of that. And he basically like, yo, I ain't getting no paper off this. Shit ain't making sense.
No, that's the real effed up part about it because all right, for one, they only got famous period because of who he is and then making it to the NFL.
Right.
Now he's retired. I don't know what his money situation is, but they're getting all of the rights from the movie. He's not getting anything from it.
No.
As you said, the wife, the husband, the kids. This all thought he was adopted. Like he literally thought that he was a part of their family. He thought that he was their adopted son.
Right.
Found out he's not adopted. They did the conservatory shit. They call it, I guess another white people John, the Britney Spears, Britney Spears issue. How
Yeah.
her dad was stealing her money because they say you kind of stupid, you don't know what you're doing, put it in my name, I got you. They did the same thing to him. He's not a part of the family. They only got famous because of him, and now he's not reaping anything at all from the movie. They did him dirty. They did him dirty, and then not. He's one of the greatest players at his position for his era.
Yeah. Now real talk. Hey, that's what like that's what make it like damn like. But now he got fleeced, man. It's unfortunate, man. But I just wish him luck, man. I hope everything work out for him. I just hate to see black people getting finessed by white people in 2023. But this shit been happening for years. But it's just like I'm glad he got a lawyer. He took it to the judge. Like he went to court. He doing the proper things to get his money back. Because at the end of the day, it's fucked up. Because they definitely had the whole world thinking like, yo, they really helped this man and this, that, and the third. But I remember years ago, he had came out and said that shit was a lie. So now he been taking the proper steps,
Yeah,
going to court
like
and
you
things
said,
like that.
man. Big up the bull because he was already. They already made it seem like he couldn't read. Like he was
Yeah,
like they did that off top. So
yeah,
when the movie came out, he already said, This is not right. This is not who I am."
right.
Like they really made him the dude that played him. I don't know if he ever been in anything else ever. I could be wrong,
I don't
but
know.
he was on his straight up stepping infection at his best. Again, I ain't see the movies, but from the clips, I
Man,
see
he
him
definitely,
ducking through the doorway like, "Who? What you say? What you say, boy?" Like that's how they was really making him seem
it was
like he's
bad.
really not a real person. And they made the movie about Sandra Bullock character and whoever she is with the spray in her hair and all of that, as opposed to this man who came from the trenches, made himself into something,
Right.
Hall of Fame player.
Well, I don't know about Hall of Fame. He only played 8 seasons, never made a pro,
Well,
never
not
made all pro.
I wouldn't say Hall of Fame, but he was an All Pro player.
Now he never made all pro or Pro
He-
Bowl.
Damn,
Yeah, he won the Super Bowl though. In fact, they say he didn't live up to the hype. They actually said that movie fucked him up mentally.
I could see that.
I've read something about, I read something about it. They said that movie actually fucked him up mentally.
I could see that. I
Yeah,
mean, it's your movie, like it's your life, and they putting that in front of everybody. You more famous than your name is. I mean, your name is more famous than you are.
yeah.
That makes sense. So I can see that.
If I'm not mistaken, he was on that Baltimore Ravens championship team. With, Joe Flacco was the quarterback.
Yeah, Joe Flacco, dog. Kaepernick should have won that. Should have won that
Yeah,
year.
Cap definitely. It would have been great for his story if he had won that year.
Yeah, if he would have won that year though, he would have never started kneeling though. So,
Yeah, he definitely couldn't even start kneeling.
nah.
I don't even want to get on the Cap.
That's why I say I don't want to get into depth with that, but that's a whole different story for a different
Yeah,
song. But
I do
one
want.
game
I do
you
want
definitely
Chris to
changed
get
your
on that.
trajectory.
Yeah, nah, for sure though, man. But shit, man. I remember we was before we earlier today we was talking about the young boy in Alabama who was like the top 25 player in the nation and shit like that who died
Busted
from
dead.
collapse.
I busted dead. Yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace to that young man. Show some love and some sympathy to his family. But I do just want to throw the question out there to you, A. Do you think that was exhaustion? Like, was he exhausted? Or do you think that was effects of the jab?
No, I do. I love to hear that. Now, I definitely wasn't exhaustion. It was not exhaustion at all. I mean, he was like 17, 18 years old. It wasn't exhaustion. Um, can I say it was the jab? Could be.
Yeah,
Could be. Could be. The only thing I'll say, like, because I'm gonna let you go into detail on that side. I'll just play the other side, and I'll say this:
right,
that we from Philly, so we know the whole Hank Gather story,
right,
and he was a man amongst boys when he tapped out of
right.
a heart attack. And Reggie Lewis, that played with the Celtics, was an All Star, and he also tapped out with a heart attack. And they was both in their 20s, young
Didn't
20s,
Danny
young
didn't
20s.
Danny Rump pass from a heart attack? If I'm not mistaken, or nah, he didn't.
I'm not going to say yes or no because I
Yeah, I'm
can't
not 100
remember for
percent
sure.
sure.
I can't if I can't remember for sure. I'm not going to say.
Right.
But I just know the two biggest people that we know of, folklore, especially here in Philly, is Hank Gathers. Hank Gathers is a folk
Yeah,
legend. You know what I mean? Like you talk about Hank, like you talk about whoever. You know what I mean? Len Bias was on the Young Main, but Hank wasn't. Hank was
yeah,
pure. He was just out there getting it, and all of a sudden he was averaging like 40 and 20.
yeah. It was the numbers was crazy.
Yeah, he was really putting up insane numbers, and his heart just gave out, and that was it. So when you get somebody like that go out, Reggie Lewis that go out, I can't say for sure, but let me get what you say, because I
Yeah,
can't say for
man.
sure, but at the same time,
I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna say it's the jab because we never know if it's the jab because they never gonna come out and say it's the jab.
yeah,
It's just like, damn, it's just so many cases of young athletes that's coming out so recently and modern. We never seen this before. Like, we've never seen these this many cases of young athletes collapsing on the court, and or even like the DeMar Hamlin situation. Like, we just haven't seen this happen as frequent as it's happening right in front of our eyes. And then when you say it's the jab, like the offense that people get on, like people get offended when you say that is the jab. They're like,
oh yeah,
y'all
yeah,
always trying to say it's the jab, da da da, da. It's just like, damn, why can't it be the jab? That's what make people even say that is. You see what I'm saying? Like that make people who saying that is the jab get on the offense and say, nah, it really is the jab. Why the hell is you reacting like that?
mm-hmm.
So it's like we can't say for sure. We can't say for sure, but it's unfortunate that young man lost his life, man, and it's just
Definitely, God
like,
bless the dead. Yeah, God bless the dead, man. I can't remember the young brother name right now. I had it written down. My desk is a mess, but at the same time, man, he number three, I think, in Alabama. Number
yeah,
three,
he was a top player. Hold on, I'm gonna get his name real quick.
yeah,
Nah, that's what I'm saying. It just I just and then with Bronny recently, it was like uh
yeah, with Bronny, with Sharif O'Neal,
Caleb White. That was his name.
Caleb White. That's what it is. God bless the dead, man.
Rex, man. It's just like, nah, this shouldn't be happening, man. And it's like we're not getting proper answers. I'm curious to see if Bronny even gonna step on the court this season.
And then because his dad is who he is, he's such a micromanager. You ain't hear nothing else about him. You ain't gonna see no videos. If he do play this year, he just gonna come out. If he don't play this year, then he'll craft the story and he'll say woo woo woo, you know what I mean, whatever. But that's the crazy thing. Like with Shaq, Shaq, he love his kids, but it is what it is.
Yeah, Shaq
But
not really.
you know what I mean, but LeBron is literally like trying to pull the puppet strings of his children. So for that to happen to Bronny, and then nothing else. Like we know he good. We know he's good living wise, but what's going to go on with USC? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like you said, I'm interested. I'm really interested to see how that's going to play out.
Shit, man. I wanted to go check out a USC game. Shit.
Right in the Pac, shoot, the Pac. Shout out to the Pac-10, man. Pac-12.
Yeah.
They shutting it all down. It's going to be one big college bowl. Like man, all these Big East, ACC, they dissolving all that shit. It's just going to be
It
college
is?
sports. Yeah, man, it's like the Pac-4 now.
Yeah, they definitely. Yeah, then I seen Texas and Oklahoma. I think going to the SEC or something like that.
I'm like, I can't even keep up. I used to try to keep up
I
with it
used to,
years
man.
ago, not even anymore because it moves so much,
They move so
and
much.
especially
It's big money.
that's
The
what it's
money,
about, and
yeah,
it's
the
been
money
in
is different.
football mainly.
Yeah, the money different in it now, eh? Um,
Crazy.
but shit, I guess we can shit. Let's touch on this Ukraine situation, man. I just
I
seen
said,
that they
I know you want to talk about Ukraine, man. What you got on that, man? Because this is
they just So according to some new reports I seen that they just got some new money getting sent out to Ukraine, man, and it's like the total now is 130 billion dollars, man.
huh?
The total money that the U.S. has sent to Ukraine is 130 billion dollars, like overall.
You said 130 million,
Billion.
130 billion.
Yeah, we just sent 200 million dollars to them. So we just sent them 200 million dollars in military aid
Mm-hmm.
the other day, and then Biden is seeking another 40 billion for emergency relief.
We get another 40 million for emergency relief.
40 billion would it be?
It's funny, man, that I was working with this boy. I thought this boy was Russian the whole time, cause from the Ukraine. So I didn't know. Like I don't know. I called them all Russian, like a James Bond movie.
Right.
So God bless the dead for the people that's been going through what they're going through. I'm not necessarily trying to
This,
make light of it.
this Ukraine
But
right now. I don't know if you can. Damn, this shit.
it's a little, it's a
It's a
little
glare, right?
there. It's a little glare on there, but yeah, I see a lot of pale. Yeah, matter of fact, I think that might have been the bull.
That's a beach.
Green
That's a
trunk.
beach in Ukraine right now.
I think that might have been the bull with the green trunks.
So I'm
That's
trying
my
to.
man. He was super heavy into Ukraine heritage, but again, that's where if you even ask most Americans, ask a white American, forget asking us. Ask somebody in Kansas where the Ukraine is, point it out on a map. Ask somebody from Alabama where the Ukraine is, point it out on a map. Not blacks. Ask the whites, where's the Ukraine? Point it out. What do you know? Spell Ukraine. They can't do it.
Nah, they can't, bro. And it's like we giving all this paper up, and it ain't enough people asking questions, man. Like, and then what's crazy is there's not enough people asking questions because it's like, where's the money going? I feel like it's a money laundering scheme at this point.
Has to be.
Like, to ask for another $40 billion is crazy. After you already gave them 130 bill.
The money that they're asking for and the money that they have already, you can't even really fathom what it would go to. Because
Yeah,
again, that's why I was saying like million, no, billion, of course.
billion, man.
1 billion is an insane amount of money that you put this here, you put this there. 130 billion dollars. What are you sending this money to these countries for?
Mind you, I just
What are
showed
they
you.
providing to us?
I just showed you motherfuckers on the beach in Ukraine. So they like when we were sending money to Afghanistan and shit like that. We didn't see people just hanging out in
No,
Afghanistan.
because they're the Middle East, and the Middle East is the Middle East. Like you already know what it is there.
Yeah, see what I'm saying. So I don't know, man, but yeah, man, this shit getting out of hand, man. Damn. Somebody just sent me this NFL running back, Alex Collins. He died. He passed away from the Baltimore Ravens. We don't know. They don't know the cause of death
Today?
today.
Sheesh.
Like, and it's like, okay, is anybody gonna say how these niggas is dying?
Sheesh.
I just got the report. Somebody just sent me the report. But it's like, come on, man. Like, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it at this point. Like, we just, I don't
Bro,
know.
this he just tapped out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But shit. I mean, look, I know people that got the jab. I ain't gonna talk shit about the jab. You know what I mean? Because they fuck around, strike the channel. But it's unfortunate what's going on at this point because we really don't know.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Like
Yeah.
as in the midst of us talking,
Like literally, like 15 minutes ago, somebody said that to me.
yeah, in the midst of us talking, this is a wild John. So
But I,
thing we can do is see, and like you said before, not just Ukraine, everything. Who's asking the right questions? What's going on?
yeah. And
Are
the
we
thing
going
is,
to
that money
further?
that we're giving to Ukraine, we could be giving to Black Americans to develop these office of freedom affairs, reparations. We could be doing so much with that money that we giving to Ukraine. Shit, imagine if you just invest $5 billion in Black Americans overnight. We would change as a people. 5 billion is minuscule compared to what we really want, because we really want 14 to 20 trillion just to start off, even the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But 5 billion, man, that's what they was trying to get with the black farmer. They were trying to get like $5 billion for black farmers. So could you imagine if black farmers in this country got $5 billion, how much that would circulate through the black community? Black supermarkets that have more money, black trucking companies that have more businesses that they could deal with, more
Talk
black
on it.
entrepreneurs to be tapped in.
Talk on it.
We can't even get that. But Ukraine, these motherfuckers that never been here, probably is anti-black, and if you anti-black,
Oh no, they are. It's not probably.
yeah,
They
I'm sure
are.
not even probably, yeah,
They
they
are.
probably
If
anti-black.
you're from there, you almost are 100% that way because you don't even you
You're
have
not
no
coming across
interaction.
too many black people.
You don't. You
Yeah,
don't. And then when you do, the only thing you know is what you're indoctrinated with
right,
or what you see on TV,
right,
propaganda,
right.
this, that. So, of course they are. That's why they come here and they have a superiority complex.
Yeah,
They can barely speak the language, but they don't want
it's,
to interact with us.
it's crazy, man. It's like shit like this happened in front of our eyes, and we not seeing enough black people. You feel me? Say nothing about this Ukraine money laundering scam. But I think this shit might actually make Joe Biden lose, man. I think enough white people pissed off about this Ukraine shit. We
But
need
he's
more
gonna
black
lose
people to be mad
regardless.
about it.
You're gonna lose regardless.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
gonna lose regardless, but he's gonna lose because
I don't
DeSantis
think
got the Cubans.
I don't think
Who
DeSantis is gonna win.
you think gonna win?
Trump.
Nah. Trump is like he's like Hulk Hogan coming back to the WWF at this point. Like,
When he was with NWO.
yeah, when he came back, like after
Mm.
he was old and everything, he's washed up.
The
What
reason
he did it. He had them on his Superman cape at one point. He can't even put the cape on anymore. It's gonna bring him down.
Look,
He's
man, I'm just saying Trump because more Republicans still fuck with Trump than they fuck with DeSantis. Believe it or not.
I gotta look at some of those numbers, man. DeSantis is he has a real good home, but
He's
more
shunning a
young.
lot of his he's shunning a lot of his people. He's shunning a lot of black Republicans, and he just shunning a lot of people in general. Type, you feel me?
Who you saying Trump is or
Not
DeSantis is?
DeSantis. He's shunning a lot of his black supporters.
Yeah, because he's an asshole. Well, they both assholes. What I'm saying is Trump understands he understands the marketing more than DeSantis does.
Right.
DeSantis doesn't understand the marketing. But sometimes it's not about the marketing. Sometimes it's just about the timing. It's just about that wave. And I feel like DeSantis wave is just they just going to catch it. But
we gonna see.
yeah, we're going to see. We got some time. We definitely need to tap into that, break it down. But
I'm trying
I
to
feel like
support.
Trump is washed. I can't say for sure. He do have his core base, but
I'm trying to support Cornel West. Shit.
Cornel West going to get 10,000 votes.
Yeah. Yeah. But look, hey man, before we get to this next joint, I gotta play this clip. Hold on.
What I'm saying is, if somebody's saying you shot him and they still alive and they willing to take a stand, in my eyes, you're not gonna beat the case. Yeah. I never seen that in my life. Somebody saying you shot him and you taking it to trial. Yeah. And I guess his confidence in taking his trial, everybody believed him. The internet judged, oh, he lying. This one shot him and the girl shot him. It was a lot of confusion to the case.
So to even start the Tory Lanez shit off, man, let's think about it. What he just said. if somebody shot you, if you shot somebody and they allegedly you shot somebody and they take the stand on you, 9 times out of 10, niggas is gonna take that plea because I never heard I never heard of no shit like that.
So not really hard. It pop up though because think about certain niggas. Huh?
If they survive you shooting them and they take the stand with a lawsuit saying you shot them, it's crazy.
It is, and see, I wish y'all had seen that dream. And I say this because Yayo is a fool, so I always gotta break down what he's saying because he's a fool off top. Like off top, this nigga's a fool.
Yeah.
But yeah, say what you were saying because I didn't want to interrupt.
No, it's just basically like, when have we ever heard of somebody shooting somebody, the person that they shot take it to trial, point them out as the shooter, and that person said I didn't shoot him? Like in the eyes of like the law is like that like it's no way you're beating that case. That's like how they just get like random guys in the street and be like, yo, I need you to snitch on this person real quick, and you'll get lesser time. It don't even matter if you lying or not for real, but you just a witness or you just whatever. Like this, they do shit like this. So it's like for somebody that you actually shot to take the stand on you and say that no, that person really shot me, and then for you to say not take the plea deal that they offered, you a bold motherfucker. Do I think Tory shot her? Probably not. But that sequence is like, damn, that's deep because I don't know too many people that actually survived the gunshot and took the stand and said that person shot them and that person who they said shot them didn't go to jail.
But the main thing, like I said before, we gotta talk about money here. That's what I said before. When it comes to celebrity trials, because I'm not going to base it on a real life, like a regular human being trial, because this is a celebrity trial.
For sure.
So anything with a celebrity trial, the bigger name wins.
For sure.
It's like almost slam dunk. You know what I mean? 1995 NBA Jams type John. Like if you're the bigger celebrity, you're going to win. Whether you win as the defendant, or you get the verdict as the defendant or the plaintiff, it doesn't matter. Also, I don't know if Tory shot her or not. I do know that nigga's an idiot.
Yeah.
On a couple fronts.
A lot.
That dime is heavy, and that dime is crazy. He's an idiot on a lot of fronts. Like, nigga's a fucking idiot, but the dime is crazy.
Yeah, dime out of pocket, man. He shouldn't even. There was no witnesses in the case besides Meg, so it was like, it's just crazy, man. But they say he only getting 3 hours of daylight. And they got him in PC.
What?
Yeah,
I ain't trying to laugh because it's not funny. That's actually crazy. Yeah,
he only getting 3 hours of daylight a day, and he in PC. I don't know if he's still in LA County or I don't know if he got sentenced to I don't know if he went to the pen yet, the state joint yet, but yeah.
Hope cuz get out, man, get out soon because that's a wild jump. It's a lot of cats that really did some real dirt. Even celebrities. You know what I mean? Max B about to get out. God damn it! So it's
they said Max B was gonna get out for like 4 or 5 years.
They did, but he gonna get out, and his joint was crazy. Way. You know what I mean? So
he probably really did that shit too. He probably really had something to do with that.
He did. He literally did, but he go get out.
It is.
You know what I mean? That's where they go. They need the wave to come out. But yeah, man. That's look. Tory is crazy. That situation is crazy. I'm just thinking about that daylight time that you said. That's what's really blowing my mind right now. It kind of got me stuck.
Nah, for sure, man. He got merchandise and shit too. He's selling. You feel me? Free Tory and all of that. I ain't gonna buy it or nothing, but he got free. I mean,
you should sell it. Why would you not though? Why would you not try and come up off this right now? If he don't drop an album in the next 6 months, he a fool too.
Yeah, they calling that man a political prisoner.
I don't know who they is. They a wild boy. Whoever said that though.
You know, ignorant niggas online who don't know
Like,
what a
niggas out here saying anything. They're a political prisoner. God dang.
Look,
Jeez.
a nigga, a political prisoner, but then the whole time niggas don't know about the real political prisoners,
Hey, I
man.
would say they calling him he a member of the Move organization right now. Like, what's up with the ball?
It's unfortunate, man. Like it just be unfortunate. Like sometimes like the level of degeneracy that we consume as a people, and like we use that as our modern type of lifestyle. You feel me? Like one of my homies called me today, and he was like, "Yo, Leaf, the shit that's going on is like we like in the real life matrix." And I'm like, "Yeah, bro, that's why I be on what I'm on because I'm saying I've been out of it, but I'm trying to get more people to buy out of it, but." You know what I mean, I got to go into the mud to really get people to understand what's going on to even grab them type young. Remember in the movie The Matrix, Neo, they had to put the head on to go into the Matrix to try to save and rescue folks.
Yeah.
Rescue to save him to keep it a being. But that's what I told him. I'm like, man, we gotta save our people and enlighten our people, but it's just ways in which we gotta go about it. Because if I went on and went about it like, you know, trying to teach. And you already know I was doing the teach thing, and I got some people that listen. I got a lot of people that don't, and I got my core that listen. But
See what you saying? You gotta talk to people on they not on their level, but
they
you
language,
gotta come as you are.
yeah.
Tap in how you tap in type of joint.
What they say, when in Rome, do what Romans do. You
There
know what
you
I'm
go.
saying? I can't go to Mexico trying to talk English and try to get a cheesesteak. You know what I'm saying? I
There you
gotta
go.
go down that joint. Hey, senor, you know what I'm saying? I gotta speak Spanish.
Man, that Spanish was crazy. Hey, see, senor.
I mean, so it's just that's one of the main reasons I like what we doing, man. Like everything that we talk about tonight, like we is a main topic in the culture. But what we do is that we shed light on the things that need to be positive about it, on bringing the positivity or even the information behind it. And that's what I feel like a lot of people ain't doing, and a lot of people really ain't up on. So, I mean, shit, we continue doing what we doing, man. Salute. Um, Shout out to the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Fuck James Harden. And
James Harden, dog.
yeah. I mean, go Phillies. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we see what the Phillies gonna do because you spoke it eloquently, man. I really don't have anything to add to that. We definitely tapping again, but relatively soon. But
So
you tapped in. You said it the right way. Like look, you out the matrix. I'm out the matrix. Let's get
you
everybody
the
out.
first people I knew that was out of the matrix, by the way, just threw it out there.
Look,
You've been
you
out
out.
the matrix when
Out.
I was a kid.
And look, you out, you out. You know what I mean? Time is relative, but it's a lot of different things we can discuss, and we will get deeper, and we're gonna just walk it. We walk it along, and then at eventually we start running. Motherfuckers gonna be running with us. That's it.
For sure, man. Shit, man. For sure. But look, man, we gonna wind it down. It's 10 o'clock. Great
Yeah,
show. You know what I'm saying? We probably be back at it in a couple days. I love doing this YouTube shit. We ain't gotta go to no studio. We ain't gotta do none of that.
does easy. Make
These,
some dinner, and then you can hop on the joint. Eat some dinner, you can still hop on the joint.
you feel me? Look, next time I'm gonna have my wine. I got the grape juice wine, and you know what I'm saying. This time I have my little juice from the Amish folks. You know they make the best
Hey,
fresh.
but it's hitting though. I already know what that is. It's hitting. So that's all that matter. Cause man, I appreciate you. Tapping in with me, doing our thing once again. And as you said, couple of days, God willing, we right back on it.
100, man. Let's get it.
All right, guys.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.